Namaskaram friends. In this video I am going to talk about spirituality and try to open its very important dimension called death. Many people just by hearing the name of death they fear about it, they fearful about it. But it is not so. Because when we understand the death, the phenomena of death, then we understand the life in a true possible manner. And through this we go beyond our life cycle. We understand physicality, non-physicality, as well as different activity which is going in our body. Okay, you can understand death in many forms. For example, you inhale, you take life. When you exhale, you give life. That means your death is happened. That means inhaling is a life, exhaling is a death. That means at each and every inhaling, exhaling, we experience the concept of death. It is very important in a whole day, before we sleep and after we wake up. The time between before wake up and after sleep is called a death time. Okay, death time, that means in that time our senses are not working. We are just relaxing and sleeping, not sleeping, most of the time we are relaxing and sleeping for some amount of time, so that our body is ready for the next day works. So you can understand death in the form of inhaling and exhaling. You can understand death in the form of our, you can say, work of a day, work of a week, work of a year, work of a month. Okay, and or you can say in our whole life we have born, live for some amount of time, and then we are die. So you can also understand death in that perspective. Okay, death is just a magic of time. Okay, for some insect, for some plants, let's say for dog, 12 years is a cycle of life. So in 12 years they experience life, and they experience life, birth as well as death. For some insect, one day, actually one day is a life cycle of that insect. For a one day their life, and after that they die, and before their life they are born. So in this manner there are different types of life forms which are present on planet earth, whose life cycle is different, and they experience it in different manner. But as a human being, we know that earlier our, you can say, life expectancy is not so high, not so, but due to the development of science and technology, the improvement in the health infrastructure, life expectancy of human being is going, and it is currently approximately, I do not know about the world global average, but in India it is approximately 65 to 70 years of age. That means we live, if we live 60 to 70 years of life as a life cycle of a human being, and before and after that we are die. So if we want to understand the mystical dimension of death, if we want to understand the mystical dimension of non-physicality, if we want to know the mystical dimension of existence, we have to understand each and everything in a better manner without skipping anything. And death is one of the important aspect of all this phenomena. In India, death is worshipped as a Mahakal, as a Bhairav. Shiva is called a god of destroyer, and we worship as a god of death. That means they destroy, which is not good for the well-being of the humanity. People consider it as a negative. No, it is not negative. It is a very positive thing in your life. Just consider you are born and you live a life, and you are not die any time. That means you are immortal. It is a very curse, very you can say curse type of thing for your life, because every physical thing have to create it, preserve for some time, and then destroy, so that other life form born out of it. From the ashes a new life is born. So it is very important that we have to understand the concept of death, not only in terms of the human being, but in terms of the life form, from insect, from simple to complex, from insect to elephant to human being. That means in each and every aspect we understand this phenomena. And when we see these things, for example, through a story I try to explain you how you can understand it and experience it. Just put attention on your life, just focus full attention on your life, each and every inhaling, exhaling, each and every moment. Okay, infinite types of activity is going on in your body. Heart is beating, you inhale, exhale, liver is functioning, each and every cell is performing their activity. You think something, sorry, you understand something, you perceive something, you do different activity. How do you do? See, information is gathered in our mind from the genetic material, and when we are conscious, also information is downloaded in our mind with the existence, with the happening, and with the help of that data, with the help of that knowledge, we try to understand ourselves. So it is very much clear that in a day, because we are as a life form, we see dead people, but we are not experiencing dead with our mechanism. But if you focus on attention on your inhaling and exhaling, just for a few minutes, just you can say for a few minutes, just stop breathing, you experience what is the manner of death is. Okay, just you can say do not sleep for 6 to 7 days or 10 days. You experience what is the meaning of sleep, what is the meaning of death, what is the meaning of relaxing. So we can even we are alive, we experience the death in a different manner. Go do adventure on the edge of your life. You understand the meaning of death. Your life want to live a life, not dead. So it is very important that death is a natural phenomenon. You do not have to do anything, but at a last you become so much conscious that you perceive the death. You understand the death, because beyond a death a different life or different, you can say, phenomena is going on, and we also have to understand it and involve into it, because we do not have an idea. If we are not conscious, many people, I say most of the number of people, have no idea from where they come and where they go. That means before their life, after their life, they are living, and in this life also they also do not understand the life cycle and phenomena of this existence. So in my experience, in my perception, I have you can say experience that we come from a different energy, different place of energy. We live in a different place of energy, and after we die we go to a different place of energy, and all the energy are connected with each other, are very different from one another, before our life, this life, and after our life. So like our classes, there are different requirement of thing in each and every class. So we have to understand the requirement of each and every class, prepare ourselves for their need, and as well as conduct our activity and deliver our outcomes, deliver our, you can say, knowledge, and deliver our perception in that world also. So death is a very important. If we are not died, then we are not go to the other classes, we are not upgraded ourselves. So death is a type of ending of your class and move to another class. For example, you pass class 1 and go to class 2, that means you left behind the class 1 things there only. Okay, in this manner also we live a good full-fledged life in this existence, and then when we move after when we are died, then if we want to move into another world, we have to left what is happening there on that place only. So it is very important that it is not just this life that we are born and we are died. No, before that there are many things are happening, many physical things are happening, which is first created, preserved for some time, then died. So this death process is going on, and we do not know. As a evolution, we are 8.4 billion species. So if you go stepwise, we have to take 8.4 million forms, okay, to reach to this point. And also we know that in each, and if we are not passing the classes, we are moving in the cycle. So it is much more than 8.4 million, because many people not passes the class, and you can say moving in that area for many million years. For example, in the life of this form, you may die but again come to this world and live a life of a human being for a many times, if you are not liberated or pass this class. So there are 8.4 million classes in the life of the human being, and if you want to pass, and if you want to go beyond the life cycle of this life, you have to pass each and every classes. And it is very much true that in each and every classes, if you are not prepare yourself, you are not understanding the requirement and time as well as demand of that class, then you fail in that class, and going through that class again and again for billions of years. And it is happening to the most of the people. That's why the ultimate goal in the life of each and every human being is that they want to liberate their life, they want to move to the other class, so that they experiences altogether different energy, not in this, not always they are not always want to remain in the same class. So it is very important that we have to understand our life, we have to understand before our life, after our death, in a conscious manner, because when we are conscious, all other things are reveal in itself. So we have to pay attention on it. Okay, whatever things is required, you have to prepare your mechanism for such a level. If it require travel, you travel. If require meditation, you meditate. If it require stillness, you still. If it require some types of knowledge, you have to gain that knowledge. If it requires different tasks, you have to perform it, because it is your ultimate goal. For achieving this, for perceiving this, for understanding this, you have to devote your life and time into it. Okay, so I take 5 to 6 different example, and through this example I try to explore you the idea of death. First of all, let's say hypothetically we are moving in a mountainous area. Okay, when we are moving in the mountainous area, we see mountains, different shape, sizes. And when we and also on many or higher mountains, snow cap is there, snow is present there, different wildlife, different of natural things are present there. So if we pay attention on each and everything, one thing is very clear to our mind. If we are patiently observing things, paying attention on things, consciously meditating on that places, so one thing is very clear to our mind is that most of the things are which are present in there are we experience it as a physical, but in physical also their life cycle is very. For mountains, life cycle is much more. For some plant, life cycle is not that high. For some animals, life cycle is between the mountain as well as the plant. That means for each and every life, each and every physical life form is vary. In this manner we understand that what is the things which life cycle is you can say much higher than human beings. For example, life cycle of human being is 100 years. So we know that life cycle of mountain and stone is much higher than human being, because mountains are living here for millions of years. When we can say carbon dating the life cycle, or you can say time of a rock, it is thousands years, 5,000 years. So some rocks have a million years of age, like Himalaya. When you go to Himalaya is evolving every day. So the life of Himalaya is much bigger than our life. And if in this manner, if we go into the past and discover the life of other things which are physical and present from the time memorial, we have a very important things which you can see in my background, sun. In every video, for this thing is come in our mind when I watch movies of 1960, 1950, current movies, and you can say videos of 1970. When I see that in each and every video, one thing is common, that one entity, sun, is always present in it. And when I try to explore it, discover it, very important you can say information I get is sun is life cycle of sun is 4.5 billion years. That means our age is 100 years if we live a good life, and age of sun is 4.5 billion years. So in this manner there are many other physical entities whose life form is much higher than sun also. So in terms of physicality also, life form or different things are vary. Generally life of inanimate things is much more than the animate things, because animate things are made up of the 5 elements of existence, and they have to perform certain activity, they have to become dynamic, they have to do activity which require much energy, much life, and shedding of that life form is also required, because number of cell which are producing our body producing number of cell is less than the number of cell are dying. So in this manner we have to shed this body and we move into the another body. You can hear about a story about a yogi. Many yogis who are living in the mountains, forest, and other places, other spiritual places, they set their body, and if they want to perform some activity in this world itself, then they set their body and move into another body altogether. And people consider that yogi is living in this body from the many years. No, many of our yogi very consciously set their body and move into the similar type of body in a very easily manner from 5 to 6,000 years. There are many stories. I do not know what is the true, but when I understand the concept and idea about the meditation, spirituality, then I understand, yeah, it is very much possible, because there are many sadhanas, many tantra are present. By using that, people set their body, move into the different body, and complete their task which is left behind in this world. Because in each and every world you have a many tasks given, and there are many mechanisms. Let's say for example we have 100 years, but if we want that some things is I want to complete in the 100 years, but it is not possible at the end of my life. It is not possible. So it is, if I know the sadhana, if I apply the sadhana on our mechanism, I shed our body and move into another body, in an energetic body, youthful body, and try to conduct our activity, because we know that in youthful our energy is on a higher scale. Okay, so in wherever places you go, you understand the terms of physicality, life of physical entity, and compare that entity with your mechanism. So in mountainous area, mountains are present different life forms, and different you can say wildlife is also present in that area. And it is considered that mountainous places are very good for meditation. Other places are also good, but people, you can say interference of people is much high, so that then so much high that we are not able to concentrate, we are not able to you can say achieve what we want in that stipulated time manner. So it is very important that we, wherever we go, we understand that place, meditate on that place some amount of time, so that we experience the information of that place in our mind and gain some perspective out of it. Okay, next one is let's move around the coastal area. When we move around the coastal area, we see large amount of water, and for you can say from many you can say miles, we do not see a hindrance. When you pay attention, when you go to ocean and pay attention to a sunrise, you very beautiful you can say image of sunrise you can see near the ocean, because there are at least you can say there are very negligible types of obstacle are present in ocean, only ships, because there are no building are created in the middle of the ocean. So you see just water, and when sunrise happen, that sign of that sunrise is you can say like the water of the ocean, then it looked like a very magical phenomena. Okay, so we also have to understand that when you go to that places, we try to know about the physicality of water, physicality of sun, physicality of other life form which is present in the water. Is the physicality of entity which is living in water is much more than physicality of life form living on the earth, or physicality of life form living in the air, physicality of life form living in the other places like in desert and in cryosphere. No, we have to understand that each and every place is made for some different types of species. For example, let's say we have 8.4 billion species. If we want to move from one class to another class, let's if for one point of time, if we are living in the desert, if we move on to the cryosphere, we have to prepare our body altogether in a different manner. Okay, because in this existence only 8.4 billion species, and they are living on different location, and they prepared their body for the survival in that location in a different form. So when you pay attention on the creature of different location, like creature of desert is completely different from the creature of cryosphere. Creature of cryosphere is completely different from the marine wildlife. Creature of marine wildlife completely different from the creature living in the forest, because we are 8.4 billion species, and each and every species have a different mechanism, different you can say technology which they use for survival. Okay, like giraffe, they have a very big neck. For elephant, they are a very huge body. For human being, they are very you can say complex structure of their mind. Okay, for a lion, they are moving very fast. So for each and every actor, for survival instinct, they you can say develop their body in such a manner that they are living a good life in whichever life form they are present in this existence. Okay, so when you you can say move around or travel in the near the ocean, we see large amount of water, we see sunrise, sunset, clear sky of moon, stars, and of course nowadays development activity is going on near the shore. So on if you faces the sun, then your behind buildings are present on a large scale, and that building are mostly for the rich people, for the tourist people, as well as for some you can say economic activity is going on in that places. So when we look at it clearly, when I just stand on a beach and look at water, look at sun, look at building, look at human being, look at fishes, look at tortoise, look at different life form, so we clearly have an idea that life form in that you can say space, you are a soul. Human being, his soul is present in each and every human being. So if we understand our soul, we know that soul is immortal. Okay, it has no beginning, no end. That means we are, if we are conscious, not all human being, please clearly understand, not all human being. If human being or people life, not only human being, life form which are conscious, they understand their soul, their energy, then the life form of that entity is much higher than any other thing. In the same manner, life of sun, we currently know that 4.5 billion years, life of earth 3.4 billion years, life of water you can say smaller than earth, life of buildings very less, life from other plant less. So in this manner, when we go to the places, we compare them and then understand the idea of death. Because on beaches, we know that many a time volcano happen, many a time tsunami happen, many a time waves are come and destroy the city, near about city, and again people build that city. That means natural, first one is human being destroy the building, second natural phenomena destroy the building, third buildings are as per their own destroy after certain amount of time. So we also understand the different dimension of death also, like disasters, man-made disaster, like people build you can say create buildings or build buildings near hilly areas, near you can say coastal region, near places which is not very much come in the seismic zone. So most of the disasters are created by the human. Some are natural, some are man-made, and some are edged by. It is not a disaster, it is the, you can say, recycling process of the earth. Earthquake, volcano, tsunami is also a process of recycling of earth, but people suffer when we call it a disaster, when you can say threat, or you can say destruction of life and money is happen. If we do not build our buildings near that places which is very much prone to earthquake, very much prone to tsunami, very much you can say prone to volcanism, then we are not suffering it, we are enjoying this phenomenon. Okay, so we have to understand the death process as well as when it should happen in our life. For example, let's say a child is born, its death happen, it is considered a very negative thing as a life form, because we do not provide a good infrastructure, good, you can say, health facilities, so that we prevent that life form. So death is a very important concept, but it is also very important to understand it at which time it must come. If it is come naturally as you complete your time, then it is a good. If not, we have to make policy and program and aware the people how we can solve it. That means how we can defeat the death if it come earlier. Okay, so if a child is died in a 5 years of age, in a 1 years of age, or even if they are born, it is a not good thing for a society. Even if an adult is die committing suicide, is not good for the society. And nowadays we see that many negative things are happening in the society. Very few people are died naturally. Most of the people are in old age. You can see very rich people like politician, businessmen, and as well as other people who have a more money die in hospital. In their last time they die in the hospital. Most, I can say about 90% of many cricketers, many musicians, many, you can say big, you can say whatever you talk about big personality, many, you can say movie star, politician, businessman, most of the people die in hospitals in their last journey. It is not good for the humanity. In our last stage of life, we have to die consciously, not in a hospital but on a places which is environmentally friendly, as well as we prepare some mechanisms, some tools, so that in the last stage of their life people become conscious about their life. In their whole life they do what they want, what they think, but in last at least they understand the consciousness of the life of the human being. Okay, it is very important. When a child die, we have to prepare policy, make policy and program, and provide them health facilities, so that they do not die in an early stage. If an adult is die by committing suicide, by disease, by some other kind of thing, we have to prevent it. Most of the people die in accident, we have to prevent it. Most of the people died by suicide, we have to prevent it. Most of the people die due to adventurous thing, which is, you can say, adventurous thing like they do adventure not just for any purpose, just for their fun or just for testing. It is good at some amount of time, but if it is threatening your life, it is not good, because there are much more needed from your life to this world. Okay, if people are dying due to, we know that nowadays people are dying due to drugs. They are consuming drugs, they are consuming alcohol, they, you can say, make their you can say life is in such a bad condition that life form it consider life from which present their mechanism consider to leave this body and left their body, because this body is not suitable for living. So we have to prevent all those things, and there are many malpractices are going on in this world. We have to, you can say, solve it from its root, so that all other problems are automatically solved. There are millions of problems and we have no time to solve all the problems, so we have to find out the root of each and every problem and solve it. Okay, so many people consider death is good, but natural death is good. All other man-made goods, or people who are not aware of it, do not want to understand this life, they are die. So we have to prevent that also. I talk about 4 to 5 important about that: death due to drug, death due to suicide, death due to accident, death due to, you can say, adventure, death due to not you can say have enough health facility. So these are important aspect of death also. When we live, when we move around in the not in the nature, in a places which is made by the human being, we know that earlier very existence is present. Like human beings are one of the component of life form. When they have a time, earlier they are hunters together, when there are time they settle there, they produce something, trade activity is going on, cultural activity is going on, and this manner civilization come. So if the civilization is made by the human being, so we have to understand the mystery of the nature, its cycle of life, birth, death, and we conduct in a very beautifully manner, because it is made, civilization is made by the human being. So we have to made it in a beautiful manner for the requirement of the human being. In many civilizations people worship death, because death is a gateway to enter into the another area. For example, let's say you have a given 10 to 12 different area. For example, you have a 10 to 12 different area, and if you want to travel from one area to another area, or you can very beautifully understand in this manner, we have a 193 country. If I want to travel in all the 193 country, so you have to require a visa or passport to go from one country to another country. So that visa and passport is a gateway to enter into the other country. In this manner, in our life, our death is a visa and passport to move into the another terrain, in another dimension. So if we have a not visa passport, how we can go? Okay, so consider death as this. And there are, you can say, I talk about it, there are million times a life form, a soul is immortal. Okay, it take different body for performing different activity. Okay, if our soul want to move from one body to another body, they require all types of visa. So death, destruction happen. So destruction is a gateway to move into the another arena. So we have to you can say perform our task or end our task or complete our task in this life form and take a visa and go into the different manner. So we have to celebrate death. Actually we have to celebrate it, and in many culture people are celebrating, but in many places people who are not aware of it and do not understand the magnanimity of their life, their life cycle, the concept of physicality, non-physicality, concept of yoga, spirituality, philosophy, as well as life, death, they are fearful about it. But we have to understand that it is not a matter of fearfulness, it is a matter of enjoyness. We have to just perceive this thing. Okay, like inhaling and exhaling, we are performing activity on a, from when we are born till now, we are many, you can say billions of times we are inhaling and exhaling, and this is the process of life. Our heart is beating when we are born till, from then till now our heart is beating continuously without taking a break. Okay, that means these are, you by paying attention on your mechanism, you understand the concept of life and death. Okay, now let's say we are going to move on to the another dimension called forest. When we go to the forest, we see trees, we see plants, we see animals, we see different types of creature, and also we see other things like stones which are present in the forest only, soil, different types of mineral. So everything, when we pay enough attention on it and understand it, we know that many of them are physical, because we perceive it, see it. Many energies, all which are non-physical, is also present there. So if we give you can say collect a data about physicality and non-physicality in the forest, in terms of plants, animals, birds, energies, you can say stones, minerals, and like important you can say rocks, then we understand the which is physical, which is not physical, which is destroy, which is not destroy, and compare our life with that. Okay, and there also we experience the same energy in each and every human being. So in spirituality is a concept of understanding life form on the planet earth. Okay, in many scripture it is given that if we understand ourselves, all other things are automatically data about all other things are automatically downloaded in our mind, and by using that data we solve the problem of the creation, we solve the problem of the existence. And very, you can say bluntly, problems are created by the human being. There is no problem at all in the creation of the creator. Everything wherever you look is present in a beautiful manner. And when you just pay attention on a, you can say even a, you can say on a dog, on a bird, in their last stage when they are dying, they are become very conscious and move to places, in isolated places for some amount of time, and they die there. But human beings die in the hospital. It is not a good thing, because we are the most complex sophisticated life form. So we have responsibility to set an example in the world that how human beings should die. So death is also very important thing. And in everywhere you see these types of things, in everywhere, wherever you are, if you experience in whichever life form you are, even let's you are not human being, let's say you are a bird and you understand what I am talking about in that language, when you are, by understanding your mechanism, the limitation of your mechanism, you are capable of liberating your mechanism, and it is the very important tool for each and every life form. See, I talk about, many people consider that human being understanding. No, if you are conscious, if other lives are conscious, and if you make other life form conscious, animate and inanimate objects, the whole existence, the whole creation is listening to you, understanding you, and give a knowledge from you and apply in their life cycle. So on any place when you are sitting, you are conscious, energy are flowing within you, that place become a sacred. That's why we make temples, we make mosque, we make gurudwara, we make churches, because that place is your conscious place. But we have to make the whole existence a conscious existence, the whole planet a conscious planet, every human being a conscious human being. Or you can say, not building you can say temples, build yourself as a sacred place, as a sacred entity, because we are because in our center life form is throbbing within us. So we, and you can say, perceive that energy and apply in this energy in each and every aspect of life and solve the problem. If we understand it, if we understand the actual, or you can say true form of our existence, true form of our life, then we understand the life, birth, death, that dimension, this dimension, and all the dimension, because life is capable of giving you every knowledge whatever you want. Your life is a, you can say, kalpa vriksha. In Hindi people call it kalpa vriksha. That means whatever you desire, that vriksha, that tree fulfill your desire, or wishing tree. Okay, so whatever you want, that tree fulfill your desire. Whatever you want, just pay attention on your life, whatever your age is, what you want to do in your life, you do by their own. Many people talk about anything on some places due to pressure of something, you do it, but on many occasion, or more than 70 to 80% things are done by you are the responsible of all the tasks. Okay, on some tasks you have not control, and people, you can say, forcefully or due to some pressure you do it, but most of the time whatever happening in your life here, you are a responsible people for that. So it is very much clear that it is very, very important that in whichever area you are, just focus some amount of time on your life, understand it, and use this knowledge, use that knowledge in your life to do your activity, to perform your activity, and do whatever you want. It is very, very important. Okay, so I hope you understand the phenomena of that, and we are moving into forest, coastal area, as well as in the mountainous area. Now we are going to move on to the desert area. When you go to a desert like marine, there are very less obstacle. You can say sand is, you can say, spreading on a large scale, and different life forms present there. There your life form is completely different. For example, let's say I, as a human being living in India, so that atmosphere, I am, you can say, very much comfortable in that environment. If I go into another environment, that environment created a problem for us. Like let's say I am going into a desert area, that environment is not suitable for me. That environment is suitable for all other life form. Okay, so in this manner, life cycle of that life form, life cycle of my mine is also vary. If let's say I spend 30 to 40 year on the desert area, it is not possible that I live, it is, I clearly understand it is not possible for me to understand in that area for that amount of time, even if facility is provided, because my body is very much suitable for that environment. That's why creator created me on that land, on that area. If I go there, facility or available, may I live there for a longer time, but not in a conscious, or not in a much, you can say, potential manner. Okay, because requirement of life of who are living there is much suitable for them, not for me. That's why people, it is very important, and people who want to live a good full-fledged life, who want to experience their life, their birth, their death, they move to different places, but for some amount of time, not for a large amount of time, because every place is not suitable for you. Some places are very much suitable for you, but through travel you gather the data that what is good for you, what is not good for you, what is good for the society, what is not good for the society, in the similar manner for the nation, for the world, for the planet, for the existence. So through travel we understand the concept of life, death, creation, creator, existence, happening, 5 elements of existence. Otherwise we are just listening to people and talking to them. No, we have to experience it through travel, through meditation, through talk, through spirituality, whatever it is. We have to solve, understand them, and solve the problem by its own. So I hope you understand this video, enjoy this video, and gain some perspective, some knowledge out of it. We are covering here 4 dimensions. In 4 areas we are traveling: in desert area, in coastal area, in forest area, in mountainous area. Many other areas I am not going, but you can clearly understand in areas like other areas, like you move into the places where mountains, forest, desert, mountain, forest, as well as rivers, all three are present. That area is very very conducive for the life. For example, in some places where mountain is also present, forest is also present, and river, not ocean, river is also present. So that area is very very much conducive, because at that place a different life form is in and form, and that place is very much suitable for all the life form who are present there. So cooperation, collaboration, understanding is very you can say very much enhanced and very much you can say increase in that area. For example, when you go into the Amazon forest, river is present, mountains is present, forest is present, and you see you can say more than, I think I do not have a data, but most number of life form are present in that region only. So people who are born there, they have a clear perception about their environment and about that, if he or she is conscious. Otherwise I can also go there and understand that phenomena, I understand that thing in its real form, because we know that the whole planet, the whole physical thing is made up of the 5 elements of existence. Its proportion is vary. Okay, so if I equip our body for that environment, I am also able to understand it, perceive it, that dimension in a best possible manner. So wherever area from on the place you are born, that area is very much suitable for you. But if you understand the concept of the 5 element of existence, so wherever you want to go and live, if you have a command over your 5 element of, not all the people who have a command over their 5 element of existence, they are able to go wherever they want, and they live in whichever manner they want, not only on this planet or onto the other galaxy, onto the other supercluster, but it is the requirement of the sadhana, it is the requirement of enhancement of the life of the human being. If you keep your mechanism in a good state, in each and every video I emphasize on that, if you keep your mechanism in a good state, wherever you, there is no limitation present in your, I can say no limitation created in the path of your achievement. So you can tackle all the obstacles with the help of your mechanism. Your mechanism is the gateway for travel, your mechanism is the gateway for knowledge, your mechanism is the gateway of power. Through this mechanism you can say perceive everything as a part of yourself, and all the money, all the power, all the you can say knowledge is present within you. You have to just explore it, you have to just explore it. Many people fight for power, many people fight for money, many people fight for knowledge, but they do not understand that everything is present in your mechanism. Okay, and by perceiving all those things, in the last you are not fearful about death, because we know that in a death many people suffer. I gather this amount of knowledge, if I die that is lost. I gather that amount of power, if I die that lost. I gather that amount of, you can say, money, if I die it lost. Many people suffer from this. That's why they are not want to die even if in their old age. They fearful about their money, their knowledge, their power. If they understand that whatever money is present in the world is for the betterment of the world, for the betterment of the creation, and everything is a part of yourself. That means all the money is part of yourself, all the knowledge, all the power is part of yourself. Even if you die, go to other dimension, everything is present in you, not in which manner you want, but in manner which is good for you. So it is very very important for us to understand it and perceive it. Okay, so understanding of our mechanism is very very essential in every aspect, in death also. Okay, if I want to experience death, I hear from some people, I see somebody, but if I want to experience anything, I use this mechanism. So if I want to experience death, even if I am alive, I understand it, perceive it with the help of our inhaling exhaling process, with the help of heart beating process, with the help of our growth working of a cell, with the help of experiences of in each and every moment of life. Okay, because in your body new cells are born, old cells are dying. You understand the death in this manner. Okay, your heart is beating, when it stops you are dying. You are inhaling exhaling at a last time, when you are you can say exhaling and not able to inhale, you are dying. Okay, when your mind is not working and you are not conscious, and things which are required for the you can say for the requirement for living a full-fledged life, if it is not possible, you are in some point of time half dead. So you can experience every death, every types of activity with the help of your mechanism, not with the help of other mechanism. You connect your energy with the other energy, and that energy with the other energy, and this manner you understand the whole creation. You are the creator of the whole creation, and everything present in this creation is a part of your life. But if you want to experience it in this life form, use your mechanism, and by using this mechanism you are capable of doing all other thing also. So I hope you love it, you enjoy it, gain some perspective, gain some knowledge out of it. Okay, so namaskaram, thank you.